Hello and welcome back to the Ash and Stone channel. My name is Chris and today I would like to show you how I went about painting my one-page rules, Daemons of Change. The primary inspiration for these guys comes from Green Stuff World's colour shift paints, which I've had for yonks but never really found a use for. Until now. But first, a big thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Your support is very much appreciated. To start with, I begin by undercoating the miniature black, quickly followed by dry brushing all of the areas of feather with Vallejo Light Sea Blue. I've found that pre-shading, or pre-highlight in this case, before using the colour shift paint results in a more vibrant highlight. Speaking of which, I used Green Stuff World Celestial Azure colour shift paint to paint all of the areas of feather we just dry brushed. It takes several light coats to build up a decent effect. In this case I put on 4 layers to get my desired result. It can be a very difficult effect to catch on camera, but hopefully you can see a shift to purple around the edges of the figure as the light shifts around. In order to enhance this effect and shade the feathers, I apply a wash using Army Painter Purple Tone to areas of recess where shadows would gather, such as between the tail feathers and around the armour and cloth. That's the feathers done, but I've made a bit of a mess. So I use black to clean up any areas that I want to be metal in preparation for the colour shift gold. Once that's dry, I carefully dry brush Vallejo Dark Sand over any of those metal areas. Just like with the light sea blue, this will enhance the gold to come. But that will wait until we have matte sprayed the model, so before that, and while I've got the dark sand out, I base coat the scrolls. Then I grab some Vallejo Sky Grey and paint all of the areas of cloth. It'll take a couple of coats to get a good coverage over the black, but Sky Grey will make a good base for putting down white, which is next. White is used to colour in the eyes and highlight the areas of cloth. Once again, it'll take a couple of coats to get a good coverage, but that's white for you. I also decide to paint the scroll case white after a base coat of Sky Grey. Vallejo Off-White is used to highlight the scrolls, and the gems on the cloth are painted black. Army Painter Speed Paint Grim Black is used to paint the beak, feet and claws. The speed paint will blend the darker extremities with the overpainted Celestial Azure quickly and easily and give us an evil crow-like look. I use a small touch of Army Painter Speed Paint, High Lord Blue and Purple Alchemy to quickly paint the eyes, each a different colour. These paints make painting glowing eyes a breeze. A little Army Painter Soft Tone is used to shade the scrolls, adding a little shadow around their edges. Now it's time for the Tamiya Flat Clear to seal the paint job so far and dull down the metallic sheen on the feathers. So let's do the metal areas. I use Green Stuff World's Burning Gold colour shift paint to paint all of the areas of golden metal. Just like last time, it takes several light coats to build up the effect. I put down about 4 coats. Army Painter Red Tone is then used to enhance the effect and is applied all over the areas of gold, mostly focusing on the recesses. When that's dry, I use Vallejo Silver to put a base coat down for the gems, and I'll use Citadel Technical Waystone Green and Spirit Stone Red to paint the gems. First time I've used these paints, and yeah, they seem to do a pretty good job. Then it's on to basing. I do my usual grout and static grass mix and paint the rim black. When the grass has fully dried, in order to represent the demon's effect on the land around it, I overbrush the grass with light sea blue and Vallejo purple, giving the grass a twisted and unnatural look. And that's it. A simple process that results in a striking looking model that twists and changes depending on the light and where you are looking at it. So I hope that's helped out, or at the very least introduce you to a couple of different paint types. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below, and we will see you next time. Cheers!